Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? This was a last minute live, so we will give everyone a second to see if there is going to be more people joining us. I just got done filming a episode of oh gosh, what's the name? Of course I'm going to blank now. The Amazing Claudia King has a podcast of Strong Enough. And I was just filming an episode with her. And so I am hopping on here to discuss some kind of breaking news, I guess, on a case out in California. Guy named David, but he spells it D4VD. He's a rapper, and so I had never heard of him before this case. However, I covered it pretty in depth on Court TV the end of last year, and there was not a whole lot going on in the case. In fact, people were like, "Why is there no arrests?" And so we finally have an arrest of the guy who they are saying is responsible, allegedly. And so I was just going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Let's see here. Oop. So I had never heard of this guy. But he's the guy in the thumbnail, and he is pretty popular. I think he got popular on TikTok, and he started kind of blowing up on TikTok. And then he also started dating someone who was 13, and he was, I believe, 18 or 19 at the time. And she ended up running away, I guess, to be with him. And it was kind of like a, back and forth from her home to like running away again. Very sad story. But her name is Celeste, and this rapper guy kind of kept going in the scene and had some very high names that were giving him a good shot in the business. And he had like a world tour. And then all of a sudden, they find his Tesla parked not too far from the house that he was renting. Well, I believe it's his manager that was renting it, in the Hollywood Hills. He had become pretty successful, I mean, for a young guy. And I believe it was in September that they found his car abandoned down the street, but, like, on I believe, like, not even I mean, like, a couple blocks from his house. You know, Teslas are very nice cars, and they I guess the neighbors started to complain because there was a Tesla that was just parked out there by their houses for months, and not only that, there was a horrible odor that was coming from it. And so they hold on. Okay. So they eventually called the tow company to have this car towed, and they towed it. It sat in the tow lot for quite some time, and this is a very like upscale, very nice area in the Hollywood Hills, like, you know, very beautiful rich homes. So they towed the car, and then people at the tow lot started being like, there's a really bad odor coming from it. And so they, hi, Meatball, how are we? Hi, how are ya? We are doing a kind of a last minute live here on the David D4VD case. Have you heard of him? He was an up and coming rapper. He has now been arrested for the red rum of Celeste, his underage girlfriend. Um, so we're just talking a little bit about that. He had his arraignment today and he pled not guilty, but the story goes basically he had a Tesla, he was outside he had the Tesla that was his car, and for months it was parked down the street from his house. And then people started to complain. He lives in the Hollywood Hills, nice area, so they're like, "Why is this abandoned car just sitting here?" Then they started smelling an odor from it. Um yes. And I feel like too, like, it was a big deal at first, and then nobody talked about it because it was, like, hush hush on the case, and so now, like, more details are coming out now that he was arrested. Um, so, yes, the car was eventually towed to the tow yard, and then the workers there after a few days were like, Something's not right with the smell." So they ended up calling the authorities. They came out and they looked in the car, and it was, I guess, in the front because the Teslas have, like, the front, the trunk in the front. And they found a decomposing body that was in 2 body bags. Um, and because of the amount of Emily, how are we? Um, because of the amount of decomposition to the body, they originally stated that it was decomposed. Um, I mean, not decomposed, chopped up. But then they walked it back and they're like, well, we can't really tell because it was, so decomposed that we don't know if it was dismembered or not. Well, there started to be like leaked information. Basically, there's actually a private investigator that was working it. He was hired by the person who owned the house that David was renting, and cats. um, so he was hired by him, and I know him, and so he actually was able to go into the house that David was renting and see a lot of the things. There was like a burn pit um in the house. I From my understanding, it wasn't opened. It was still in the package, but still, like, why is a 21-year-old guy have a burn pit? It's kind of weird. Just a lot of weird things. And so he kind of had some information that there was a head and a torso in one of the body bags, and then all of the other limbs were in another body bag in the front of this Tesla. So that would very much go to it pointing in the direction of that she was dismembered. So it seemed like they were kind of just sitting on all of this. And then we kind of got word months ago that it was being brought to a grand jury. Um, and they were just kind of waiting on what that grand jury was going to do. Um, just very sad. Just a very sad, yeah, the frunk. Just a very sad case. This child, I mean, your light situation behind. Oh, yeah. So my sign came in. Um, and so I had to like move. I'm really weird about like I love decorating and stuff. And so I got bored with the other side of the this is like my office like studio thing, and I got bored with the other side. So I like moved on this side of the room. And so then I was like, I want like more fun. Like, cause like, a lot of cases we talk about, they're kind of like depressing. And I'm like, I want more fun, like lights and fun things. So that finally came in. That took like forever to get here. Um, and so, and then I have this thing down here is just like a projector. I have had that, but like I think it because of the light up there, it like maybe like sets it off. And then this is just a shelf with that has like LED. But look, but wait, there's more. Um, Look, guys, so I'm obsessed. Look, it changes colors. So I was like, "Oh my." So like no matter what I do, if I change it like to a different color on the wall, like it can be any color. Like it's crazy. And you can do like and then there's a fire one, which is this. I know. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So, yeah, I'm obsessed. And then this thing over here, that changes color too, but that's not as exciting. It doesn't do like rainbow or anything fun. But you can just change the color. Like I had an alien green for Justin the other day when we did the Kelsey stream. Um, but yeah, so I'm like, I want it fun and happy in here. And like, then I started moving like some of my Lego stuff in here. Like, it should be happy. We talk about crazy cases. Oh, hi, Romy. We're talking death and fun signs and happiness behind me. Welcome. Um, oh, hi, the good ones. I hope you had a good birthday. Hopefully it was fantastic. Um, but yes, we're just talking about the David D4VD, which is the weirdest spelling of the name ever. But he was charged with capital M with her death. And I think we all kind of knew it was coming, but it was a lot like just happening behind the scenes and they were very tight-lipped with it. They wouldn't release the cause of death and it was sealed in fact. So that struck a lot of people like come on, like tell us what's going on. But they came out today and said that that was because they didn't want people I guess that were hearing things in the grand jury to be able to like sway their testimony or to change their testimony. So now it makes a little bit more sense, but um something kind of happened and now they're going to have an evidentiary hearing which is going to be on Thursday this week where it's basically like one of those little mini trials. So we'll get to know a lot more of the details and the thing about this case is just crazy. Oh no. Wait, is Maz alive? I hope not. I would not have gone live. um Pickle juice. Oh my goodness. I pickle juice. I don't know about that, Romy. Um so anyways, okay, good. Okay, good. I was gonna feel bad. Um so anyways, this will be crazy on Thursday because we're gonna get more information. And the case was just really weird to begin with because she was 13 when they met on social media and then they started dating and he was like 18, 19. He's 21 today. When she died, she was 14. So they were together for quite a couple years and just something that shouldn't happen. And there was I mean he had the ability to pay for this mansion in the Hollywood Hills and so like a lot of like entourage and there was I want to say I can't even think of it off the top of my head, but some very big celebrities that were photographed over there at the house with them, and things like that. So it is interesting. So anyways, more and more is coming out about that. So they've been able to charge him with first degree capital murder, and like, um California does not have they haven't really been doing the death penalty for years, but the district attorney out there said it's not completely off the table. I highly doubt that happens just because California, but um yes, she was so young. So her parents reported her missing multiple times. I don't know if you have them like in your area, like here in Florida, we have so many of the same situations. Like you will see a teenager, but a kid around her age that will be like missing, and it will be posted all over Facebook, and like I've even gone out and looked for several of them. And then they will be found like a day or two later, and then a month later they will be missing again. And it's kind of like the same kids over and over. And it appears that maybe her situation was similar. Um and then I think it got to a point where she was at least in contact with her family at some point, but they knew that she was I don't know if she was living with him or if he was paying for a place, like, close to him. I would assume they were living together, I don't know. But she was in contact with her family, and, like, I guess there was, like, also a language barrier, so I'm not sure. Um, so at any rate, there was stuff going on that shouldn't have been going on from an adult and a child. And they, I think, got matching tattoos and all of this stuff. And like the tattoos that they had said shh, like, and it was all like very hush hush. They wouldn't post a whole lot of pictures together because he didn't want to get in trouble. But what we're learning now is that I guess Celeste threatened to go and tell what was happening between them, especially when she was 13. And that's what the motive was. So he lured her over to the house one night, um, and like was lying and waiting, and yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was groomed. And I don't know exactly where they met on social media, but like, maybe it was like a situation where there was a video game or something like that. And I don't know, like, but there's just, you know, there's so many opportunities, unfortunately, for people who have a thing for young children to prey on them. And so it seems like it was definitely some grooming going on. And then you see her walking when she was missing and like running away basically. And it was not as a nice area. So then you have this young man who's famous and lives in this beautiful area. And so she probably thought she found some Prince Charming, that was gonna be the problems, solve all of her problems. I mean, I can't even imagine being at that age and having all of that going on, and then him be this superstar up and coming big artist. And what's crazy is that he had a couple like hits. I didn't know them, but I looked them up. Um yes. Wait, let's see. Is that she left 4 or 5, body was found. No. So, well, yes. So she did run away. She ran away multiple times, but she was back at her parents' in between these times and then left. But when she was reported missing this last time when nobody talked to her, it was almost 5 months between like there was no access like on her cell phone and all of that kind of stuff where she just nobody had heard or seen from her until almost 5 months to when they found her body in the car. And that's why it was so decomposed. Like it was also summer. And so, that's a long time for a body to be decomposing. Um, but yeah, she ran away multiple times and, would come back and then be in touch with them some. And anyway, she was basically living with him at the point that this happened. She would be still in touch with her parents. She would come and see them too, apparently. But, you know. So, um what we're learning now is that he lied in wait and lured her over there. So like there are aggravating circumstances that got them to this top degree of murder or red rum, sorry. Now that I'm like monetized, I'm trying to be aware of that, but also it sounds dumb. Um so anyways, yeah. So we're going to have an evidentiary hearing on Thursday, and so we should hear a lot of the details that are coming out. I'm not a fan of this DA. He was on another case. You remember the little boy Haro? Oh goodness, what's his first name? So bad with names. Great with faces, terrible with names. Jake Haro. He is now, I think he pled guilty actually to red rumming his little child, Emmanuel Haro. It's same in California. The same DA came out and was talking about the case, and basically the judge messed it up. The judge should have thrown him into custody and never let him out because he had abused his other child. Well, yes, absolutely the judge is to blame, but also the DA, District Attorney Hoffman, his office was also to blame because they gave him a deal, and if he messed up once, he was to be thrown in jail, and he messed up, and they just sat on it and didn't do anything. He was in the court for hearings, and they didn't say take him into custody. He's messed up the agreement that he did, and because they didn't do that, his office, he was able to red rum his, I think I want to say 3-month-old baby. And they still have not found baby Emmanuel. So I have issues with Hoffman as well. But he is the one that's been speaking out. He was on the press conference today, and but he's not trying the case or anything. So, but it's just a crazy case. I just hope that they're saying that there was something determined that was the cause of death, but um all they're saying right now is that it will be unsealed due to the fact that they're going to have this evidentiary hearing. So I'm not sure what happened with the grand jury, if they didn't indict or what, but like in certain states you can do one, like either or. And so they're wanting to do the evidentiary hearing now. So that's good for the public because we will hear more. But I just have questions like what happened with the grand jury. So that will be interesting. And apparently his friend, allegedly, I'm hearing, um, rolled on him and kind of spilled the beans or whatever. So that also could have been like what they were able to finally arrest him for, because like I'm hearing like that they have some kind of physical evidence, but they also have like phone records and all of that stuff. But um we're gonna hear all that. But I think everybody that's kind of followed the case feels that he didn't do this alone. And even just like, I don't know, the whole thing doesn't make sense. Oh, hello, side eyes. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. We are talking about the David D4VD case. I don't know. I didn't know who this guy was, but he's apparently up and coming rapper. Unalived his 14-year-old girlfriend. And he has been arrested for that crime. Obviously, he is innocent until proven guilty, but she was found in his frunk of his car, which was a Tesla, and that was just abandoned. So, yes, you know it. Okay, good. So you are familiar with it, and so like he pled not guilty today. So I figured I would just come on here and talk a little bit about it. I was covering it on Court TV, and the first thing like I couldn't figure out because I'm like, you don't dismember a body, like, if you're just going to leave it sitting somewhere. Like, so for the fact that and it's like $100,000 car, like, what are you doing? Like, there was obviously a plan to get rid of it at some point, but then that never happened. So then it just sat in the neighborhood. And so the whole thing didn't make sense. And I was like wondering if there was like a mental health thing there, like, because that doesn't make sense. Um, but I have not heard anything about mental health, and I've seen interviews of him. He seems fine. So I don't know. I'm very much interested in watching the hearing on Thursday and seeing what new details that we learn, but I just feel so bad. This she was a baby. This kid was a baby and most likely groomed and taken advantage of in horrible ways. Like I think that's one of the aggravators, like lewd and some kind of lewd conduct or whatever. Um So, yeah, it's bad, and I think I personally think that there was a lot of his friends that knew what happened, didn't come forward, and even possibly helped him, so I hope if that's the case, they're able to press charges on them as well, but it is, it's just a shame, and she's just beautiful, a beautiful girl, and had her whole life in front of her, and he took that. He took her innocence and then he took her life, allegedly. Um, so I hope and I'm glad that she is literally um oh, Romy's folding laundry. um, yes, it is crazy. It is really, really crazy. And that's why it's like it just didn't ever make sense. And so hopefully we'll get some more details now. And that her cause of death should be unsealed pretty soon. So that'll be interesting. I know that they said that it was with a sharp instrument. So a lot of times it's harder to tell when the body is decomposed, but a lot of times if they're able to tell that, it indicates to me at least that there was more than just tissue damage, like that weapon that was sharp probably penetrated like bone, and that's how they're able to see that that was at least used in some capacity. So, um, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a horrific, gruesome crime, and so oh, and that's what I was gonna tell you guys. My brain goes like 50 places when I do these. So he has like one of his bigger hits that kind of like set him on the map is a song called Romantic Homicide. And in the music video, he has the love interest, and it is played by someone who looks eerily similar to Celeste. Um and in that music video, he unalives her, and he has that's one of the pictures on the thumbnail of the thing is he is, like, covered in, like, blood and, like, it's anyways, this happened before any of the alleged, killing happened, but they were dating at the time of this incident, so it wasn't she was still very much in his life and they were dating when he did these videos and all that stuff. So like this has the possibility of being like a very, very dark crime. Um, but just two young lives ruined and one even more so than the other. Yeah, absolutely premeditation. Um, and the jury's gonna hear about that. That's the thing. Like how long was that? Like, did he have a fascination with things like that? One could argue. So it's pretty bad, but I know that the Steve Fisher, who was he's also a private investigator out there that works mostly missing persons cases, so that's pretty cool. He's a good guy, and he he has been saying, like, what is taking them so long? Because, like, in his mind, it was very clear. So hopefully he's feeling better, that at least he's behind bars. He can't hurt anyone, at least right now. And he'll get his day in court and, you know, all of that. So we'll see. But I don't know. I do have questions about the grand jury. So um that'll be interesting. Hopefully they have as much as they're saying that they have, because otherwise I don't, that's weird. The guy just left her in his Tesla for months right down the block from his house. So, I mean, I don't think clearly he wasn't covering his tracks very well or even trying. So, hopefully they're able to get a lot on him. If it was in fact him, but all signs point to him so far, and we will see. But yeah, it's a wild case. I hope that her family, I don't know. These cases like this, it would be nice if they just, he pled to something, just because of like the details that her family is going to have to hear when it goes to trial. And obviously he has every right to go to trial, but just thinking of her family, that breaks my heart just in itself. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But it was nice to see that he had been arrested. I think a lot of people were feeling it was coming, but like taking very, very slow. So Thursday, if you're interested, I don't know. I know that Melanie mentioned she may be covering it. So head over there, and hopefully we're in for a little mini trial with a lot of details. But just keep in mind, this was a 13-year-old child, and that is something that like cannot be stated enough. Like, this was a grown man, and he still continued to date her even up until her demise. So I don't know. I can't have no patience for people like that. It's disgusting. Um, so yeah, we'll keep that one on our radar. And Thursday, if you're interested, I think Melanie said she was gonna try to go live if there's cameras in the court. That's another thing with California. Like, they have so many things messed up over there in California. I love the state. It's beautiful. But that's another thing. They're really weird about cameras. So like, it's basically a toss up if they'll have any cameras in the courtroom or not. So hopefully we do, and it's a high enough profile case that the public's been very interested in and had patience while they figured it out. So okay, let's see. In California, the enhancement for producer gain because he's trying to preserve his career is wild. Oh, that's right. Something about his financial gain, right? Like, she was threatening to take that by going forth with these claims, and so that was an aggravator or something as well, right? And then the other one was lewd and lascivious acts or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, there was quite a few, which I'm glad, and it sounds like you agree, like that they were clever in their charging. But yeah, I mean, and that leads me to believe that they have some details, some pretty specific details, which is good. Because a jury likes to see those, and look, if he did it, he deserves to never see the light of day. Okay, yes, you're right. Enhancements, lying in wait too. Yep, lying in wait. I mean, just can you imagine, like, not only are you clearly a child predator, allegedly, but then you lure the child back over to your home to just, do her in because you don't want her telling the horrible things you were doing to her at the age of 13. That there's a special place for people like that if this is true. So, yeah, gross. And he also just, he's been out for 7 months, and fortunately, he, like, laid low and his world tour was canceled, and, like, all of the things dropped him that he had, all of his record labels and stuff like that, but, I mean, my god, like, what a if this is true, what an absolute monster, and at a young age, you're doing stuff like that, like, I don't know, that's scary. Very, very scary. So, yes, we will see, but I know I am very interested in details coming out, that we have not heard yet, um, and all of that. Also, I had so during the fundraiser, people had gifted memberships, and I didn't get to thank them, and then because I'm like, I don't wanna even first of all, it was my first fundraiser where I had that option, and so I didn't wanna interrupt, like, the flow and the guest of the panel and stuff, and so then I felt so bad because I, like, completely forgot to thank everyone afterwards. So if you're watching tonight and you had gifted memberships, thank you so much. Like, I really, really appreciate it. And I did see it. I just didn't wanna interrupt and be, like, rude and, like, thank everyone and then, like, I mean, I was, like, trying to get the focus on, like, Kelsey. Um, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But yes, what is everyone else doing? Tell me what's going on. How has this Monday been for everyone? It's been a Monday for me. Hopefully it's been like a good Monday for a lot of you though. Um, let's see here. Doot, doot, doot. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know. I have some other cases that I'm looking into and I'm really interested in the O'Malley case, but like there's nothing to really report on because they're keeping it so hush hush. Um So I'm hoping that that body camera stuff gets leaked and we can talk about that if it gets leaked because that case is very fascinating to me. So we will see, but oh, Meatball doing work. She rearranged her whole office and did nothing I was supposed to do. I love days like that. And sometimes you need just, like, a change, like, in the feng shui of, like, a room, and then it's gonna give you, like, more energy and, like, you're gonna just feel better. So, like, I feel like that's great. I feel like you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Oh, man. Um, yes, I know, like, I was excited to do. I moved the like there were shelves in here, and I was kind of like on the fence if I liked those shelves. And then I got the sign today, and I was like, "Yep, I hate them." Like I'll put them somewhere else in my house, but like here, no. Um, and so yes, but I think it was Kim that said you are quite the decorator, and your house is like so cute. So, it sounds like we are very much the same with decorating and, like, I don't know, I that's my, like, happy place. I love that kinda stuff. Um, oh, no, Belinda, you can't find Kelsey's Gifts and Go? It shouldn't have been, no. Let me find it and see if I can post the link here. Uh, oop, that's not what we need. Not StreamYard. Here we go. Yeah, it shouldn't have been. Let's see here. All right. Yep, help PSC. Yeah. Okay. Nope, it's here. I'll post it in the chat. Wait, that's not Inspire. Oh, thank you. Yes, it just came in. I ordered it a while ago, but it took forever to get here. But I'm very happy with it. Okay, I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna share it in the chat. All right. Yeah. Copy link. Okay. Go to this stream. Okay. Okay. I just posted it in the chat. No, you didn't disrupt anything. Like, this is a last minute thing. You are totally fine. I just posted it in the chat. That's what happens when you pull it up on your phone. No, you didn't. Okay. Oh, good night, Meatball. Have a great night. Sleep well. Yes, Belinda. So that is the link there. So that should work for you. Tell me if it doesn't. But yes, and it's growing little by little each day, and it's just awesome to see like the support for her. And her next court date is the 28th, I believe. So we will be watching closely. Hopefully Justin is letting her see her child soon, because I know I'm anxious for her, and I'm like, there's no reason. Let her see her child. But yes, this is just the best community, and everybody, has really dug in and shown their support for her. Let's see. Oh, the Goodmans. All right. Our daughter stayed at Grammy's for a few days, so it's just me and the dog, not doing anything, as I should be as well. I mean, hey, it's a Monday. I feel like that's like should be a rule, like we got to get through these Mondays, so you got to do what gets you through 'em. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me on a last minute stream. And this one is on my radar if you guys are interested in it. Check Melanie out. I think she's going to stream it if there's cameras allowed, and there's a lot of stuff going on with it. So it'll be a big one, and if and when it goes to trial, it'll be a very, very big trial. So definitely an interesting case. And I will try to get a schedule for you guys. I want to try to go live like more on schedule, so you guys know when I'll be going. And so I'm going to try to figure that out with my work schedule and all of that fun stuff. But you guys are the best, and thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I don't know who else is live. And I'm totally down for attempting to send you guys to, if anyone else is live, I can attempt it. But if not, you guys can just find your way over there too. So, all right, guys, you guys are the best. Thank you for coming and hanging out and supporting me, and just very thankful that anyone is here watching. So, love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Have a great night.